thanks for joining us. We have today the honor to talk with Kyle Wiggins. Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Excellent. Thanks for being here. So I'm going to start off with a nice soft pitch right down the middle. Do you like traveling? And if so, where are some of your favorite places?
Oh, I love traveling. Been lucky enough to get around a little bit. I'd say one of the more fun places I got to travel was actually back in college. I spent a month in Japan, in Tokyo,
Wow.
and that was a pretty fun, eye-opening experience at that age, getting to see that part of the world and see that part of Asia. So yeah, big fan of travel and do it whenever I can. I don't get to it as much as I wish I could these days.
Excellent. No, shoot, Japan. That is amazing. If my son ever hears that or hears that you're going to go back there, he's going to try to tag along in your luggage or something. So
He's more than welcome.
yeah.
More than welcome. I'll make sure I get a big bag.
Yeah, exactly. So if you had a magic wand, we all have these chores and things like that around the house. If you had a magic wand, could get rid of any chore, what is your least favorite one that you would be top of your list to get rid of?
Cleaning my car.
Fair enough.
Cleaning my car. I really love a clean car. I hate the act of cleaning it. So I do it a lot, but I don't love it. And if I could, I would be able to magically tap my car and have it be basically detailed every week, and that would be wonderful. Now that I've got kids, it makes it even harder to do.
So you don't have them detailing your car at the work? No? Okay. It was worth a
Almost.
shot.
We're very close.
Very close to it.
The 3-year-old loves the vacuum, so he's close.
There we go. There you go. Personally, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump over to professionally as well.
Sure. Yeah. So I grew up down in North Carolina. I got recruited to play sports up here at a small cool school called Randolph-Macon. Did 4 years at Randolph-Macon as a proud Yellow Jacket and playing football there. And then after graduating, got a job right here in Richmond, working for a large staffing and human capital provider. Did a long run there and had a really great time learning all about the different industries that make up Richmond and understanding the history of Richmond and getting to know Richmond in my 20s and 30s, and then moved over into technology, specifically healthcare technology, about 6 years ago. So it's been a fun run since.
Gotcha. Excellent. And so what really drew you into healthcare? So we've gotten into that a little bit, but what really drew you into it?
It was an accidental find, to be quite honest with you. I don't know that I had ever had it in my mind that I'd be spending this much time with healthcare providers, insurers, etc. But I do. Working in Richmond, you find out that there's a lot of different hospital systems, and the companies that I was tasked with working with when I left the Legis Group and went over to a different company were healthcare focused. And so we ended up working with healthcare companies all across the state. And it's really easy to get enamored with the mission, right? You feel like you're actually helping people and serving the community in a different way than working with some of the other larger Fortune 500 companies I work with. So that's been my draw is truly, you feel like you're helping an organization that helps people.
That's been a common response in a lot of these need to help people and feel better while doing so.
I would bet that for better or worse, we're all going to need a hospital at some point in our lives. And
Right.
you want to make sure that they've got the right tools to do the job. And so it always makes it easier working with the healthcare systems.
For sure, for sure. Could you describe, so your role with Virginia HIMSS is you are the...
Membership committee chair.
All right.
So my primary role and job in this function is to make sure that our organizing members are getting the most out of everything HIMSS has to offer, specifically making sure that their employees know about all the great training and opportunities for networking and best practice sharing and information that HIMSS at a national level, but also at a chapter level is giving to our membership base as part of the kind of the holistic membership. Obviously, we want to grow the membership because we think that everyone should be a HIMSS member, but we understand that there are constraints on organizations. But mostly it's making sure that they get the value out of the membership and people are getting the most out of being part of the HIMSS organization.
Oh, excellent. So could you describe the role that HIMSS plays in health IT in Virginia? We'll stick to, this is the Virginia channel after all, the Virginia chapter channel.
Yeah, so we'll stay in the Virginia channel. So when I think about what HIMSS's primary mission is to make sure that one, healthcare leaders in the state have a way to connect, share best practices, and have access to training for their staff. At a basic level, that's where I believe our main mission and goals are. And I believe wholeheartedly in that because I think it'll make all of Virginia better. Because if we have better healthcare systems, everything else flows downhill from there.
Sure.
So you can't have a thriving state without thriving healthcare and vice versa. And that's my pitch for why every organization that is a healthcare organization and provider should be involved with Virginia HIMSS.
When you became involved with Virginia HIMSS, what was that really just what drew you? Was it the need to help people? Was it just that? Was it something more specific, or
In
did you?
addition to the actual mission of Virginia HIMSS,
Mm-hmm.
I personally have been coming to Virginia HIMSS for events for over 5 years, and I've learned a lot. And I felt like
Sure.
I've gained a lot. And rather than be a taker, I wanted to be at least a little bit of a giver and try and expose some of the learnings and things and networking and everything else that's come with the benefits of HIMSS for me to other folks. Trying to just pay my part, right? Pay it forward. I felt like I learned a lot when I switched out of my old company working in the manufacturing sector and coming over to the healthcare sector. I needed to get up to speed fast. And
Sure.
Virginia HIMSS truly helped me in 2019 learn what makes a hospital go. And it was eye-opening at one point, but it was also like without HIMSS, I don't think I'd have been able to get up to speed as fast as I did.
Is that really one of the main benefits that you would say for, say, a
Yes.
new one looking out there? They're going,
Anyone
what is this
looking to
thing?
learn about healthcare IT, if you're not taking advantage of the resources that Virginia HIMSS is giving out or the National HIMSS chapter is giving out, you're literally wasting your time. It's that simple as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Speaking of different events and things like that, we have the annual fall conference that's coming up just in a few months. It seems like a long way away, but October will be here before we know it. What really stands out to you? We'll start with this year's. We'll focus on this year's conference. What is standing out to you as far as this year's conference?
This year's conference, I think the topic is ripe for the moment. The hype in the technology space around AI, et cetera, et cetera. I'm worried will lead us all to over rotate and to forget that it's people that make organizations work, tick, and go. And technology, as it always has been, is simply a tool to make people more productive.
Sure.
Digging a ditch without a shovel doesn't make a ton of sense. Running a hospital system without an IT system doesn't make a ton of sense. Running a hospital system that has a complicated IT infrastructure without leveraging the best and the brightest from the AI community wouldn't make a lot of sense. But we have to remember at the center of that is all just to make sure that people are more productive, not that they're trying to replace everyone with AI. So I'm very excited about the topic of humanizing IT or humanizing the technology piece of it, because truly the goal is to give clinicians and practitioners more time with the patients and make them more productive so that they can see more people and help more people and make sure that our communities are as healthy and as strong as they need to be.
I like the part where you say AI is not here to replace people. I've had to do it for everybody, but to put you on the spot just a little bit, when it comes to AI, say in 3 years, where do you see us in the healthcare space, of course? Where do you believe that AI is taking us, or we're taking it?
The goal, or I think the hope, right? Everybody's kind of mission is to return as much time to the folks taking care of the patients as possible.
Sure.
And when I think about how technology has personally impacted my life since I've been email to now and vice versa, and all of that kind of that long view of technology, I think about all of the time it's really saved me on the aggregate. And theoretically, if we're taking away the parts of our jobs that we don't like doing and replacing that part with technology and then allowing us to spend the time with the part of our job that we like the most, hopefully that is you're a clinician, a doctor, a nurse, et cetera, with the actual patient, trying to help and make that person feel secure, safe, and happy and healthy. That should be where we're at. So I would bet that hopefully we've reclaimed 25%, 30% of the admin time that the clinicians have to deal with today. Hopefully we've increase the resiliency of the hospital systems that we've all heard about, everything from security breaches to other types of outages, et cetera, et cetera. Theoretically, it should make us more resilient while at the same time improving productivity. And those things work together, but how that mix looks, I couldn't tell you.
Sure. Okay, so those were a couple of the tougher questions when it came to AI and putting you on the spot just a little. So if you were taking health IT off the table,
Sure.
And you could do any profession, any job, that type of a thing, what would it be?
Pro mountain biker.
Oh, all right. That's a new one.
What a great gig that has to be. You get paid to go to beautiful landscapes and ride bikes down mountains.
Oh yeah.
Sign me up, man.
Oh,
I don't
hey.
want to be the Red Bull guy. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be the guy doing the jumps. I just want to ride down the mountain. I just
I'm with you. I'm with you. I like that. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay. In the spare time when you're not mountain biking, if you were not doing that, what are some of the shows that you're binge watching? I don't think does anybody watch live TV these days? I don't know if
I do. I still watch live sports, and some would say, in contentious arguments or say spirited debates with our president Thomas, that I watch more college basketball than him. I had to get that dig in
absolutely.
on this
Yes.
recorded section.
That's important.
I binge watch any stand up I can get my hands on. So no particular show, but I'm a lover of all things stand up comedy,
Okay.
and I will watch all the stand up comedy that all the streaming platforms will serve up on a platter to me.
Awesome. So just because you brought it up now, I have to ask. So you're obviously a sports fan, which is good, as am I. How are let's just pick two random conferences. College basketball, you were pretty big into college
Huge
basketball?
college basketball fan, huge
Okay.
college basketball fan. And I would argue that the ACC, the conference I cheer for the hardest, my team is Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill. I'd argue personally that ACC basketball is the most competitive in the country, and it probably will remain that way. Has been that way for a long time since the Big East kind of fell apart, and will remain that way into the future.
So Kyle, can you share some key milestones or projects that you're particularly proud of that you've been working on recently?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the more interesting and things that Logic Monitor as a whole is proud of, and I'm very much proud of, is I've helped a couple of healthcare customers that I work with beta test some new integrations we have with Epic that have turned out to be very successful for those organizations to improve efficiencies and work our two technology suites better together. So I'm really excited about that launch and taking those customers from good to better. Yeah.
Excellent. So how do you stay up to date with the latest trends in health IT? There's a lot of things out there. What's some of your favorites?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of noise. I would say I'd start with obviously Virginia HIMSS and the content we provide. I think that's the easy answer here for most, and that's a really good spot to start. But then I use a little bit of Becker's healthcaredive.com is a really good source. Obviously, all the class stuff is pertinent and relevant for the healthcare IT space. But other tn Virginia HIMSS, it's definitely Healthcare Dive is my next go-to kind of aggregator for information and news.
Awesome. So what advice would you give aspiring professionals looking to get involved in the field of health? I know it's a little open-ended, but
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Honestly, follow my suit. Come to the fall conference, meet some people, learn, sit in on the sessions, try to get a feel for what the topics are that are relevant to the space, and then double click on some of the things you find actually interesting personally or professionally. That is how I got started, and I've had a really great 6-7 year run now in this space. So I would definitely start there, and then use Virginia HIMSS to both learn but also network throughout the other hospital systems that are there. So
sure.
Everybody's there to make friends and meet new people, and I think it's a great opportunity. Not to mention our upcoming Richmond Social. So make sure that you keep a lookout for the calendar. We're going to be doing a Virginia HIMSS sponsored happy hour here in Richmond, Virginia. So
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, we'll have more information on that on our LinkedIn page. So if you haven't followed us on LinkedIn, and of course follow us here on the YouTube channel as well, those are always keep up to date with things.
Absolutely.
So we talked about sports a little bit earlier. So let me ask this: who are your favorite teams? Do you follow all sports, or is it just college basketball, pros?
It's mostly UNC Chapel Hill basketball.
Okay.
It's very specific.
Yeah, that was.
And after that comes UNC Chapel Hill football, in addition to my alma mater, Randolph-Macon football and basketball. And then after that, it's just following the alumni from those programs and cheering for them at the professional level, which obviously we have a ton of professional talent in the league. Some would say that the ACC has produced more professional talent than other leagues out there for those that are listening. Most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas.
Those of you who are out there wondering, Thomas, we will have him on here a while. He is our new president. He's the president-elect for another couple of days, I think. But yeah, he's our new president moving forward into the 2024, 2025 year. So we're picking on him just a little bit, and hopefully he's watching, and he will no doubt have some comeback as far as that goes. So Final question is going to be the toughest one of the day. Coffee or tea? Are you a coffee person or
Oh,
more of a tea?
coffee, but also tea. So yes, yes, but coffee, but also tea. But
Both.
yes, coffee.
So actually, let me ask one other question as well. Are you a gamer, or is there a game that you've played far too much, whether it's video, PlayStation, Nintendo, computer, some game that
Yeah,
you play far too much, spent too much time playing?
I would say that the console that wrapped me was the N64 console.
Okay.
And on that console, it was GoldenEye,
Right.
007 GoldenEye, that
Yes.
took too many hours of my life as a youth and then made a hard, strong appearance through COVID in my garage as an adult. And so, yes, very much a love a good video game. And I would have to say that as far as I'm concerned, 007 is the best of all games ever made. And I'm willing to debate that with anyone that's willing to engage.
Oh,
But yeah, come and ask me about it at the conference. I'll be there.
oh, absolutely. And so well, I have to do the shameless YouTube plug thing. Let us know in the comments what your favorite game is and whether Kyle is right if it is 07 GoldenEye.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Something GoldenEye. For a certain generation, I guarantee it's all thumbs up on that one.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That's a really good one actually. So Kyle, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here today. This has been great getting to know you and letting, ones out there as well.
Thank you. No, thank you for having us. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to a successful 2024, 2025 Virginia HIMSS year.
Looking forward to it. Thanks again. And for
Take care.
everybody that is watching as well, of course, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, put a comment below, and also follow us on our other social media to stay up to date on the events like Kyle was mentioning earlier and our fall conference that's coming up in just a few months in October. Other than that, this is Ian with Virginia HIMSS channel signing off. See you later.
Take care.